بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his blessings. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us this great opportunity to be observing the Sawm in the month of Ramadan 1439 after the historic hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam from Mecca to Medina. Alhamdulillah, alladhi bi ni'matihi tatimmu salihat. This short message is for my beloved Muslim brothers and sisters wherever you are in the world. The message is to summarize two key things that we anticipate in this last part of the Ramadan. Basically, Lailatul Qadr and I'itiqaf. And I'm going to be reading from an abridged version of the book written by, Kaduna here in Nigeria, Sheikh Abu Bakr bin Al-Amin bin Sulaiman Al-Anchawi, Ahkamu As-Siyaam. And in the last part of the Kitab, the 10th chapter, the 11th chapter, he talks about Lailatul Qadr and I'itiqaf. Now, we all know what the Sharia said regarding Laylatul Qadr and I'itiqaf. So I'm just going to make it brief so that inshallah we can have time to concentrate on our ibadah. May Allah accept it from us. Firstly, as we anticipate the last 10 days of Ramadan, it is in the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he will strive his utmost in worship during the last 10 days. He will do this, spending his time praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reading from the glorious Quran, and making dua. And he will spend his night by waking up his family, as was indicated by the hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam will stay up at night and would wake his family up, and he would abstain from having any sexual intercourse with them in these last 10 nights of Ramadan, which indicates that the Prophet ﷺ would spend it in the masjid, reading the Quran, praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and supplicating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Laylatul Qadr. What is Laylatul Qadr? هي ليلة مخصوصة مباركة من ليالي شهر رمضان. This is, a specific night full of blessings from among the nights of the month of Ramadan. وفيها, in this night, Laylatul Qadr, أنزل القرآن, Quran was revealed. We all know this. And this speaks volume of the virtue of Laylatul Qadr. Quran is the manual with which the Muslims operate. Not only the Muslims, but the entire humanity is meant to use Quran as the manual, operational manual, to survive this world and the hereafter. وَالْعِبَادَةُ فِيهَا أَفْضَلُ مِنَ الْعِبَادَةِ فِي أَلْفِ شَهْرٍ. Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and this night of Laylatul Qadr, أفضل من العبادة, it is better than worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala في ألف شهر, in 1,000 months, approximately 83 years and some months, just worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in 1 month. This speaks volume of the bonanza, extravaganza Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept for Muslims, exclusively for the Muslims. So we say Alhamdulillah for making us from among the nation of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. وَمَنْ قَامَ فِيهَا إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ, as was indicated by the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, مَنْ قَامَ رَمَضَانَ أَوْ مَنْ قَامَ لَيْلَةَ الْقَدْرِ إِيمَانًا وَاحْتِسَابًا غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. Whoever prays in the night of Laylatul Qadr, imanan, having faith, wahtisaban, and seeking for the reward, meaning he's not doing it for any fame, he's doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking for reward exclusively from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, imanan, having faith, wahtisaban. What is going to be the reward of this person for this amazing ibadah in the month of Ramadan, in the night of Laylatul Qadr? The result is غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ. Who does not want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive his sins? I guess there is no single living soul that does not want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive him. Hence, this is a great opportunity for every such person that aspires to be pardoned and forgiven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he prays the night of Laylatul Qadr, having faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking for the word from Allah. This is enough for his sins to be expiated. وأرجح الأقوال أن ليلة القدر في العشر الأواخر من رمضان وخشة الأوتار منها. The majority of the statements of the scholars is that Laylatul Qadr is in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. These 10 nights that we anticipate, it is in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. And these last 10 nights, like Ibn Hajar said in Fath al-Bari, as was indicated by the hadith of, Bukhari and Muslim, that talks about the I'itiqaf of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It shows that it is the nights preceding the 21st day. And that is because in Islam, the night comes before the day. Hence, the most preferred statement from scholars is that Laylatul Qadr, the night of Qadr, the night of destiny, is in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. وَخَاصَّةً, specifically, al-awtari minha, from witr, al-awtar, from witr, the odd nights from them. قال حافظ ابن حجر رحمه الله in Fath al-Bari, Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he said, Laylatul Qadr منحصرة في رمضان ثم في العشر الأخير منه ثم في أوتاره لا في ليلة منه بعينها، وهذا هو الذي يدل عليه مجموع الأخبار الواردة فيها. In Fath al-Bari, Al-Hafiz Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he said, Laylatul Qadr is found only in the month of Ramadan, ثم في العشر الأخير منه, not in any night in the month of Ramadan, but in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, the one that we anticipate. And he said, ثم في أوتاره, then in the odd nights, the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th, the 27th, and the night of the 29th. He said, لا في ليلة منه بعينها. It has not been said in any authentic narration that it is in a particular night. Though we have an author from Ubay ibn Ka'b that he used to swear that it is in the 27th night, perhaps because of some of the signs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows in relation to the night of Laylatul Qadr. But the most authentic statement regarding this is that there is no any specific night that has been mentioned, but it is in the last 10 nights and in the odd nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Naam. وينبغي للمسلم أن يجتهد في العشر الأواخر ما لا يجتهد في غيره طلبا لليلة القدر. وَيَنْبَغِي لِلْمُسْلِمِ, and it is upon the Muslim, أَنْ يَجْتَهِدَ فِي الْعَشْرِ الْأَوَاخِرِ, and Muslim should strive in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, the last 10 nights that we anticipate, that the Muslim should strive in these last 10 nights. مَا لَا يَجْتَهِدُ فِي غَيْرِهِ, it should strive more than it strive in nights other than these last nights. Hence, your striving in the last 10 nights of Ramadan should be more than your striving in every other night. Why? طَلَبًا لِلَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ, seeking for the night of Qadr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the blessings of praying and worshiping Him in the night of Qadr, while He rewards us with the best of rewards. وَلِلَّيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ عَلَامَاتٌ تُعْرَفُ بِهَا. Laylatul Qadr has some signs with which it is known. وَمِنْهَا, the Sheikh said, أَنْ يَكُونَ الْجَوْحُ مُعْتَدِلًا وَالرِّيحُ سَاكِنًا. Very cold night, very cold weather, night, and you have cold breeze with tranquility, serenity defining the atmosphere. أَيَشْعُرَ الْمُؤْمِنِ بِإِنْشِرَاحِ الصَّدْرِ. The Muslim, you see the Muslim having contentment, tranquility in the earth. Everything seems all cool for the Muslims in the night of Laylatul Qadr. وَلَذَّةِ الْعِبَادَةِ, and the beauty, experiencing the ecstasy of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قَدْ يَرَاهَا بَعْضُ النَّاسِ فِي مَنَامِهِ, and some among the people will see Laylatul Qadr in their sleep. And as was indicated by the scholars, that the signs, as was indicated and as was shown to some of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that because of those signs, that was what led Ubay ibn Ka'ab to saying that it is in the 27th of the month. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam never told anyone that it is in the particular night. He only said in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, in the odd nights of it. أن تطلع الشمس صبيحتها صافية لا شعاع لها. One of the signs, and you can see in the era of social media, you see a lot of people snapping pictures of the sun rising in their locality. They find it that it has no rays. Yes, it is one of the signs to indicate that the preceding night was the night of Laylatul Qadr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us these blessings. وَيُسْتَحَبُّ الْإِكْثَارُ مِنَ الدُّعَاءِ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ. If this is Laylatul Qadr and you are blessed to worship Allah in Laylatul Qadr, then what is expected of you as a Muslim? Again, we knock at the doors of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because Allah said, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُ اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرِ. We knock at the doors of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and when we knock at the door of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we found out that the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Aisha radiallahu anha, she asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that if she is blessed to witness the night of Qadr, what should she do, or what dua should she make, as was indicated in the hadith of Imam al-Tirmidhi. The hadith of Imam al-Tirmidhi, which he classified as Sahih, the hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha in Sahih al-Jami', in Jami' of Abu Isa Tirmidhi. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, وَقَدْ عَلَّمَ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم عائشة أن تقول اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. Let me take that again. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عني. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, this is the dua for Laylatul Qadr. This is the dua to make. And what is the meaning of this dua? Oh Allah, you are forgiving and you love forgiveness, so forgive me. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَدَعُوهُ بِهَا وَذَرُوا الَّذِينَ يُلَحِّدُونَ فِي أَسْمَائِهِ سَيُجْزَوْنَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, to Allah belongs the most beautiful names. فَدَعُوهُ بِهَا. Call Allah using those names. And this is one of the ways of calling Allah using His names. Alaysa Allah? Is Allah not Al-Ghafur? Allah is Al-Ghafur. Is Allah not the one that is pardoning? Al-Afu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most pardoning. Hence the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Aisha radiallahu anha to repeat, Oh Allah, you are forgiving and you love forgiveness, so forgive me. This is it. Don't waste your night seeking for worldly things. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes some people in Surah Al-Baqarah, that they only seek for this dunya. Don't waste the night of Qadr seeking for this dunya. Use it in seeking for forgiveness. There is nothing that a Muslim desires to have like the forgiveness from his Rabb. Because if Allah forgives you, then Jannah is yours. So that is what you need. And that is why even when you are burying the dead, the Prophet ﷺ said, seek for forgiveness and mercy for him, because he will be asked at this moment. So you cannot be smarter than the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet is our perfect example. Yes, nobody is stopping you from asking Allah for the latest Lamborghini in town if you're getting it from halal sources. Nobody is stopping you from asking Allah to have, but that should not be your focus. The focus should be akhirah, seeking for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if Allah has forgiven you, do you know the wisdom behind it? إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا يُرْسِلُ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you rain, like it was indicated in that verse. Allah will give you children, wealth, because He has forgiven you. So whatever you are looking for in this dunya, seek for forgiveness, that will fall. But don't forget forgiveness while seeking for this dunya. Hence the Prophet ﷺ said we should seek for forgiveness, as he taught Aisha radiallahu anha. Now, I'itiqaf, the second part of this short message is I'itiqaf. What is I'itiqaf? This is confining oneself in a masjid for prayers, for invocations, living behind this worldly life for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are Quranic verses that indicated the legitimacy of I'itiqaf. The verse of Quran chapter 2 verse 125 of Quran chapter 2 verse 187, all in Surah Al-Baqarah, they indicate that I'itiqaf has basis in the Quran and also in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. We have the hadith in Bukhari and Muslim, and also the hadith of Hudhayfah bin Yaman. Now, Al-I'tikaf huwa luzum al-masjid لمدة معينة للعبادة تقربا إلى الله. This is confining oneself, luzum al-masjid, in the masjid, لمدة معينة, for a specific period of time, for the sake of worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, تقربا إلى الله, seeking nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ولا اعتكاف سنة. اعتكاف is sunnah, ليس واجب. اعتكاف is sunnah, ليس واجب, it is not wajib, but it is sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, mustahabba, that is recommended. وَكَذَا اعْتَكَفَ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم وَأَصْحَابُهُ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions, they did observe i'tikaf. وَكَذَلِكَ أَزْوَاجُهُ بَعْدَ وَفَاتِهِ. And even his wives, even after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they used to observe i'tikaf. وَلِلْإِعْتِكَافِ رُكْنَانِ. I'tikaf has two essential parts. النِّيَّةُ, like we know in Islam, niyyah, intention is very key in whatever we do. إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالِ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. We know this hadith of Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu. And we also know this qa'idah from among the maqasid of Sharia, that al-umur bimaqasidiha. Actions are by their purpose, intention, derived from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ on the strength of Umar bin Khattab. Al-umur bimaqasidiha, innama al-a'malu bin-niyyat. Hence, the first essential part of i'tikaf is intention. So, if you stay in the masjid from morning till evening, of the normal time of going for i'tikaf is before the sunset, and the scholars have agreed, all the scholars of the four schools of thought, madhahib, they said it is the night of the 21st, the night preceding the day of the 21st of Ramadan. That is the best night to enter i'tikaf, to spend the 9 days or the 10 days remaining for a month that has 29 or for a month that has 30 days. So the intention is not to show off. The intention is not for people to say that one so and so has gone for i'tikaf, is a God-fearing person. No, the intention solely is to seek for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا عُمِرُوا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُوا اللَّهِ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ in Surah Al-Bayyinah. You have not been commanded but to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ, making the religion sincerely for Him. النِّيَّةِ وَالْمُقْثُ, and we know وَمَحَلُّهَا الْقَلْبِ, the place of making intention is the heart. It's not something that you do by making a pronunciation. It's in the heart. It's in the heart. وَالْمُقْثُ فِي الْمَسْجِدِ الْمُقْثُ إِنَّهُمْ مَاكِثُونَ. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they call upon Malik, He said, إِنَّكُمْ مَاكِثُونَ. Muqth. وَالْمُقْثُ, muqth here is staying, confining yourself, staying without leaving, to confine yourself in the masjid. وَيَتَأَكَّدُ فَضْلُ الْإِعْتِكَافِ فِي رَمَضَانِ. What does this mean? That it has been emphasized, the virtue of having i'tikaf in the month of Ramadan, which means, like Sheikh bin Baz said, Sheikh bin Baz said, you can do i'tikaf in other months also, but specifically in the month of Ramadan. You can confine yourself in the masjid to worship Allah in other months, but specifically it has been recommended in the month of Ramadan. The month of Ramadan, it is a strong sunnah that has been recommended. وَفِي الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ, and that it should be in the Masjid al-Haram, as was indicated by the hadith of Udhayfah bin al-Yaman. Masjid al-Nabawi, the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ومسجد الأقصى نعم وفي المسجد الحرم والمسجد النبوي والمسجد الأقصى, and in the Masjid al-Aqsa. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the power and the authority of our Masjid al-Aqsa and take it away from the hands of the evil, oppressive, Zionist, Jewish regime. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard the Muslims and the Palestinians in particular. In Sharh al-Mumti' ala Zahd al-Mustaqni of Sheikh Muhammad bin Salih al-Uthaymin rahmatullah alayh, he said, you can observe i'tikaf in every other masjid. That it is not restricted to these three masajid that was made mention of in the hadith of Udhayfah bin Yaman. And there is a statement even regarding the hadith. But be it as it may, he said, it's like praying in other masajid, but pray in Masjid al-Haram is more virtuous than praying in every other masjid, followed by the masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Masjid al-Nabawi, followed by Masjid al-Aqsa. But if you pray in every other masjid, وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَدْعُوا مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا, If you pray in other masajid, you have your reward, but not as virtuous as praying in these three masajid. So if you take it like that, then it's like when you observe i'tikaf, you can do it in other masajid. And scholars say the masjid that you pray 5 times and a Friday masjid, such that if you don't have to go out, if it's on a Friday, you are in the i'tikaf and Friday meets up with you, you don't have to go out to pray, because going out to pray congregation of Salatul Jummah is wajib on you, and i'tikaf is sunnah. So you can leave wajib for sunnah. Hence, preferably, that is why the scholars said you have to pray it in the masjid where 5 daily prayer is observed and Salatul Jummah is observed. So it's not restricted, as some other people understood it, that it has to be only in these 3 masajid that was made mention of, that were made mention of in the hadith of Udhayfa. No, you can do it in other masajid, like Sheikh Muhammad bin Saleh al-Uthaymin said in Sharh al-Mumti, ala dhadi al-mustaqni. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him. وَيُسْتَحَبُّ لِلْمُعْتَكِفِ Al-Mu'takif is the one that is observing i'tikaf. It is recommended for him أن يكثر من النوافل, that it should do a lot of nawafil, supererogatory acts, min nawafil al-ibadat, or the acts of worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That it should do a lot of supererogatory acts, pray a lot, kas-salah, a lot of salah, and the times that salah is allowed, wa qira'atil Quran, and the recitation of the Quran, wa dhikr, and a lot of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa dhakirin Allah kathiran wa dhakirat, a'adda Allahu lahum jannatin, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a'adda Allahu lahum maghfirah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prayer maghfirah for those that remember him much. وَيَبْطُلُ الْإِعْتِكَافُ بِالْجِمَاعِ وَمُقَدِّمَاتِهِ. What spoils i'tikaf? What makes it to become null and void? Having sexual intercourse. Having sexual intercourse. Then you have exited from the state of i'tikaf. You know, i'tikaf is a state. It's like wearing ihram. Putting on ihram is a state. Because if wind should blow and it takes away your cloth, you can still take it back while you are in the state of ihram, but certain things are made forbidden for you. Hence, if you enter i'tikaf, certain things are made forbidden for you. Like jima'i, having an affair with your wife, or as some people will even do, wal'ayadhu billah. And this precious moment, they have made some masajid where they observe i'tikaf. Some people, in the name of i'tikaf, they go there and use the vicinity of the masjid to commit all sorts of atrocities. We don't want to mention them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive them, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us pious Muslims. وَمُقَدِّمَاتِهِ, and anything that will get you closer to having an affair, then that thing nullifies your i'tikaf. So what about people that go to the masjid with their handsets? We say, forget about this dunya. Handset is from the dunya. You're not using it in akhirah. Handset, no MTN there. Handset is from the dunya. Leave it behind. You are there in seclusion with your Rabb, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seeking for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't want to know what is happening in this world. You are engrossed in spirituality. What benefit will it be for you, to you, if you get to know about the happenings of this worldly thing? Unless it is very important for one to go out of the masjid. Al-khuruj min al-masjid. Getting out from the masjid nullifies i'tikaf bighayr ad-darura, without any necessity, which means ad-darurat tubihu al-mahdhurat. If there is any need for one to go out of the masjid, maybe emergency situation, it needs oxygen, it needs blood, it needs that, emergency situation, wala haja, and he doesn't have any need to go out and he goes out, then there is no i'tikaf for him. This is the short message I have for you. I beseech you in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make maximum use of this last 10 days in the month of Ramadan. The days that have gone past us, we might have not achieved what we wanted to achieve in the month of Ramadan. We might have not done enough that will attract the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But before us are days of great blessings, great days of great virtues, that if we take full advantage of them, then inshallah it will be said, وَكَانَ سَعْيُكُمْ مَشْكُورًا, your endeavors are well appreciated. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this from us as an act of ibadah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the ability to worship Him in these last 10 days while seeking for His reward. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward us abundantly with the best of rewards. Brothers and sisters in Islam, this is my short message for you for these last 10 days of Ramadan. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you all. Please remember to put the Muslims in your dua. They need it, especially the people of Palestine, especially the people of Zamfara state here in Nigeria, especially the people of Birnin, especially the people of Maiduguri. Please put them in your dua. And the Muslims of Myanmar, the Rohingyas, don't forget them in this precious moment of yours. Pray for your fellow Muslim brothers and sisters. When you pray for them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you also the like of that which you pray for them. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive our shortcomings. My brother Hamis Ahmad, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you abundantly, and may Allah bless your crystal media for this great opportunity that I've given to us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite us all in Jannat al-Firdaus. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.